Tennessee's offense return to explosive form in 2025? I guess you have to define that in some sense. There were times that Alabama during their run, correct me if I'm wrong, had enough explosiveness where they were just afraid of you and they walked to safety up. I think that's where Tennessee will be at best. I don't think they're going to be like 2022 where they have a Blitnikoff winner in receiver Jalen Hyatt. I also don't think they'll be as inept as we've seen at times with Nico previously and Joe Milton previously. So I hate to split the middle. I feel like I'm doing this a lot lately, but I am. I'm down the middle. I got to be honest with you. I think they'll have some explosiveness. If you say average yards per play, I think they'll be generally there's a drop off or one or two. It goes to 3 to 8. I would say they'll be in that second category, Caleb.
I think they'll fully return. And I've laid out my list of reasons why. I laid it out yesterday, but I wanted to go down the list and I wanted to see if Dave thinks my argument, we're going to play hot or cold on whether or not Dave thinks my argument is valid or not valid.
Okay, so if I agree, I'll play.
That's hot.
All right, what do you got?
All right. First reason Tennessee's offense will return to explosive form. The quarterback, most likely Joey Aguilar, but even if it's Jake Merklinger, will be more willing to take shots and allowing his receivers to make plays than Nico was.
Nah, I can't go with you there because I'm going to take it to the next step, and that is just because you're willing to I'll go out there and take shots, but that doesn't mean I'm on a complete reception. So, no, I can't roll with you on that one.
All righty. Next one. First of all, you're wrong. You should roll with me because they're accurate.
Like and subscribe.
You should roll with me on that because they're still accurate enough. All right. Point number 2. Wide receivers will just be better. This is a better receiver class.
That's hot.
Maybe by the end of the year, the best tight end class in the SEC. In all seriousness.
Well, we're getting to tight ends in a second, but wide receivers first.
Okay, but I know I'm tight end receivers, but the receivers I think were hampered by Brew McCoy and the fact that everybody wanted him back, and I appreciate that. I love that. I think it's super cool. But at the end of the day, Caleb, he wasn't the same player he was the year before after the injury.
No, he had lost a step, and Mike Matthews wasn't ready, so they had Brew McCoy in there. But not just Brew McCoy, Dante Thornton was coming back from an injury, and Squirrel White played with a separated shoulder in the slot. None of their receivers were 100%, and that, I think, hurt Nico. This year, Mike Matthews is 100% ready to explode. Braylon Staley should look like he should ball out in the slot. Chris Brazel's back and was productive last year as a possession receiver. I think that's your rotation, plus Boo Carter filling in for Braylon Staley. That's where I'm going with this, and taking all that into account, I think the wide receivers will be better, and that's a big reason why the offense will be more explosive. They haven't had this explosive of a unit at wide receiver since 2022.
That's hot.
All right, what's next, Caleb? Hot or cold, brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning, cityheatandair.com. Integrity matters. Go ahead.
All right, next, you just brought them up. The tight ends will be more experienced in the passing game. Miles Kitselman, once he gets 100%, will now be elite because he's been there for 2 years. And Ethan Davis could explode now that he's been there for 2 years. That's multiple options in the passing game of tight end.
If Ethan Davis isn't a pseudo star this season, then something's wrong. Either he was misevaluated or they didn't coach him right. Miles Kitselman is a solid stud. As a matter of fact, has the first team All SEC come out yet?
No, it hasn't come out yet.
I mean, he'll probably be it, won't he?
Him being injured at the start of the season would be the only drawback. I don't think it's a serious injury. It's not like Jamon McCoy, but he is banged up, so he had to miss the end of spring because of that.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Go ahead, Caleb.
All right, next one. A big one with hot or cold. While the interior blocking is a question, I think the tackles will be better, even with the true freshman starting at right tackle and David Sanders, because you won't have the tackles playing with sprained ankles on both sides for the first half of the year.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
No chance.
Okay.
I can't put a freshman in the SEC and say they're going to be better than last year. Caleb.
All right. Okay, next. This is a big one. Because of Heupel's willingness to do 12 personnel and run Dylan Sampson last year and let Dylan Sampson...
By the way, it gets on my nerves when people just say 12 personnel and don't think what the average person thinks about that. It means one running back, 2 tight ends. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Because of his willingness to do that and Dylan Sampson setting the school record for rushing yards and touchdowns, defenses won't sell out to stop the big play like they did last year. They won't play the 3-3-5 shell that they played all year last year, which took away some deep balls.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
I believe that they'll continue to play that until Tennessee breaks them out of it. So you're making an assumption that Tennessee will break them out of it, correct?
I think they broke them out of it last year with Heupel's reliance on the running game.
Maybe. I think they'll be a running football team this year with the new quarterback. And people don't want to hear that, but I think that's going to be the case.
All right. Well, sticking with scheme.
Okay, let me do this. Brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning, cityheatandair.com. Hot or cold?
That's hot.
With Caleb Calhoun, I'm Dave Hooker.
Hi, Mike Davis here with City Heating and Air, reminding you to always dare to compare. Our team provides quality local heating and air service, installation, and maintenance across East Tennessee. We use only the best equipment like American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning for your residential, new construction, or commercial needs. Honesty, dependability, and customer satisfaction have been the cornerstones of our business since 1961. City Heat and Air.
There's your bear.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Go ahead, Caleb. See if Coop's got your back.
All righty. Next, I'm going to point out that Josh Heupel has shown a willingness to adjust to how defenses play his offense, and he's going to further adjust this year. And that's evidenced by the fact that he hired Seth Littrell as an analyst who was OU's offensive coordinator last year.
Okay, but what was the original question? What were we shooting for?
Why Tennessee's offense will be more explosive. We'll return to explosivity.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Now, I mean, that's not a reason why they would be more explosive. That might be a reason why they would be better.
Okay, I still say explosive. He is working with Seth Littrell to figure out how to keep this offense explosive with the way defenses have adjusted.
Okay.
That's what I believe. And the final one, and this is the big one, the NCAA's new rules, which will limit faking injuries, will allow Josh Heupel to bring back his tempo.
That's hot.
There's no question. That probably, against a quality opponent, based off me studying each and every game last year, was probably worth 1.5 possessions.
Oh, I think so.
Against quality. And I'm not talking about, the Chattanoogas of the world where you got them blown out. It doesn't matter. I'm also not talking about previous years where Josh Heupel's teams got upended by a significant margin. I'm talking about when the game's really in hand. The game's within a touchdown, 10 points, and you're driving and Lane Kiffin's guys fake a cramp. That theoretically should go away, right?
Yes, basically now, here's the way they're doing it. If medical personnel has to come onto the field, then you either waste a timeout or you either burn a timeout or you get a 5-yard delay game penalty. And
you do realize this is a disaster waiting to happen, right?
And why is that?
Because some guy's going to run off the field with a knee that has no ligaments left.
No, because here's the way they're doing it. Here's the way they're doing it. It's not anytime you're down. It's if a player presents himself as injured after the ball is spotted. If medical personnel has to come out onto the field after the ball is spotted. Theoretically, if you're truly hurt, medical personnel will get out onto the field before the ball is spotted, so it won't cost you a timeout. What's been happening is when teams try to run tempo, they spot the ball fast, and that's when players fake the injuries. So this actually is genius.
There's going to be an issue. You don't think there's even going to be an issue?
Nope, not. I think it was beyond genius.
Okay.
I want to go to another super chat real quick from Timothy because he dropped it in. He said 12 personnel. Heupel totally abandoned that formation at Ohio State. If anything, you should have stayed in a 2 tight ends at 100% of the time. Timothy, I think you're right, but I think when Dylan Sampson went down on the first drive of that game, that changed everything Heupel was trying to do. I don't think he thought Peyton Lewis was ready.